Hello and welcome to Between the Lines. I'm Glenn Mann.
And I'm Matt Vito.
On today's show, we will get you caught up on whatever happened over the weekend and take you in the locker room with the men's and women's tennis team.
We will join Brianna and Tyler for halftime and bring you to BTL's pick for Player of the Week.
Stay tuned. BTL is next. Hello and welcome to another edition of Between the Lines. I'm your host, Glenn Mann, joined by my co-host, Matt Vito, and we have plenty of things to catch you up on in the world of KU TV sports. So let's get things started. First, we got things going with the women's soccer team, who as of yesterday is now rated the #1 team in the country. Go Bears. It's the first time that's ever happened since 2007, the first time ever in soccer program history. So moving along. This past weekend, they extended their win streak to 10 games to start the season by beating Mercyhurst by a score of 4-2. So, Matt, give us a little bit of a rundown of the game.
Oh, well, the star for the game was Emily Zorkin. She's a sophomore who scored 2 of KU's 4 goals. Zorkin is now tied with fellow sophomore Maddie Moore with 7 goals on the season. The other 2 goals were scored by Rainey Smith and Courtney Browning. It was Browning's first goal of the season.
And amazingly enough, the defense has been doing spectacularly all season, as that was only the 6th goal of the season surrendered by KU, so less than 1 goal per game, a good average to have. And then looking forward for the team, they will have a home match against Clarion on Sunday at noon to try and extend their streak to 11 games. Go out and support your Golden Bears. But moving along to the football team, unfortunately, the Golden Bears traveled to face Westchester and fell short on the road by a score of 27-21 in a very upsetting defeat. So, Matt, give us a little bit of a rundown of what happened at the football game.
Well, the game ended in a crazy fashion. Kutztown tied the ball game up at 21-21 with 1:55 left to play in the game. Unfortunately, Westchester took a long kickoff and costly penalty and turned it into a great field position well in Kutztown's territory. Just 55 seconds later, Westchester scored to take the lead in the late contest. The Golden Bears had their chance to answer the score, but unfortunately ended the game on an interception.
Unfortunately for the loss, there were still some good players, some good performances for the Golden Bears. Connor Sullivan, for example, on the offensive side of the ball, had 5 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown, and also 3 guys for the defense. That's Tygier Jefferson, Sean Turbo Ortiz, and Jake Perry. They all came away with an interception. You never want to lose to Westchester. They're one of our biggest rivals, but played them tough, played them well, and then they have to look forward now to one of our other biggest rivals in Bloomsburg, whom they play on Saturday at Bloomsburg at 2:30 p.m. An odd start time. Be sure you're paying attention. Be sure to head over and check out the live stats if you can't catch the game. Moving along to the men's and women's cross-country teams. Both the men's and women's teams participated in the Paul Short Invitational, and while the teams did not post the greatest overall team scores, we did have some good individual performances from both teams. So, Matt, who performed well?
Well, for the men, freshman Derek Barney finished with the 9th fastest time amongst all freshmen in the 8K run. For the women, freshman Shara Shannon finished the personal best time in the 6K run.
And the Golden Bears will continue to try and improve on their personal times this weekend, as they will be traveling to Central Valley, Pennsylvania to participate in the DeSales Invitational. Then we have the field hockey team, who unfortunately dropped a close game on the road against Slippery Rock by a score of 3-2. This is now their 3rd consecutive loss, so they're looking to get out of the slump. But for now, let's take a look at what happened against Slippery Rock. So tell us a little bit, Matt.
Well, the Golden Bears were all tied up with Slippery Rock in the 58th minute, but surrendered a late goal to give the lead to Slippery Rock, unfortunately. They would eventually go on to drop the contest 3-2.
The Golden Bears found 2 goals from their senior captain, Morgan Aldinger, who has been playing well as of late. She's been in good form, but unfortunately the team has not been able to come together to pick up the W. But they will be looking to change their fortunes this weekend as they face off against IUP inside of Andre Reed Stadium, and that game is slated to begin at 1 p.m. So that's all the news that we have for you guys today. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to stay tuned for more Between the Lines.
At Kutztown, you'll grow, not into someone new, but into yourself. At your best, there's no limit to what you can do.
My name is Hannah Oren. I play women's soccer. I major in elementary ed and special ed, and I'm Player of the Week. Since I was probably 3, 4, 5 years old, micro league. My older brother grew up playing it. We have a 5-year age difference, so I always looked up to him and began playing as soon as I could. For each match, we show up as a team to the locker room probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours prior to the game. I have to go to the trainer, get treated there, and then we blast music in the locker room. I personally listen to a set of songs, and then once I'm done with that set of songs, I listen and just get pumped up with the team. The most thrilling moment would probably be last season going to the Final Four in Kansas. It was first time for school. It was one of the very few times for the PSAC in general, so the overall experience was just amazing. Personal goals and team goals, I think, is ultimately we want a PSAC title championship. We've been so close in my 4 years that I've been here. We've been in it twice and didn't win. So I think finishing the year off with a PSAC championship and then moving forward to make it to the NCAA tournament again is just an ultimate goal for everybody. We're currently ranked 3rd in the country, potential to move up on that. So I think just continuing to succeed and win as a team and make it as far as we can is just a team-wide goal. It's difficult. I miss a lot of class one season. I currently am in a class that I will miss 10 times because of travel. I think the best part about it is the professors work so well with you and they're so understanding and supportive. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to balance it as well, but because they work with you, it makes it easy. I was between 2 other PSAC schools. The soccer aspect of it was pretty equal for me, but when I visited Kutztown, the campus just completely won me over, and I just left here feeling like I was at home.
Hello, welcome to Between the Lines. I'm your host, Matt Vito, and today I'm joined here by 2 members from the Kutztown women's team for tennis, Yasmin and Ashley. How you guys doing today?
Good. Happy to be here.
Yasmin was a participant, one of the 3 participants in the PSAC individual championships this weekend. Can you tell me a little bit how that went? They went to Bloomsburg for the championship.
So we had a lot of great opportunities up there to get to play. Everyone really tried their best and didn't get the results we wanted, but really happy with what we saw and lots of room for improvement always, but really looking forward to implementing it this season.
Like what went wrong though? All 3 participants lost, but I heard like you guys had a good effort.
Yeah.
Like what could you guys do to improve your guys' game?
I think it was just that was the opener for us. So really, that was like the first one to get back into it this season. So just getting ready for it and getting ready for this weekend.
How's the team doing as a whole this year? How you guys feel about the season?
I think we've got a lot of good chances this season, and really excited to see how far we can get in compared to the years before this. So,
Ashley, how's the team get along in the locker room?
We are all friends, so that's great on and off the court. We get along very well.
It's very good. What goals do you guys have individually this year, both of you?
I'd say individually, there's a lot of things I've been working on over the summer that I really wanted to improve on this year. Consistency, accuracy, staying patient and calm, That's always something I struggle with sometimes. So really working on that a lot and working that for the season.
And any individual goals for you, Ashley?
Definitely on my serve because it hasn't been the best in the past, but now it's getting a lot better.
That's good. And how about goals for the team itself? What are you guys' goals for the season?
The team, I think we have a really good chance at going a lot farther than last year. Last year we did good, but we've all been working extra hard this year, and I think we can really do a lot better this year than last year.
All right, cool. You guys have a matchup this upcoming weekend against Seton Hill and IUP.
Yeah.
How do you guys prepare for a matchup like that?
So for that, I mean, we've been going to the gym almost every day, going to the gym. No one thinks that tennis players really lift, but we do. We do the extra stuff off the court. Really just getting focused and the mentality preparing for that, staying positive, just really thinking about what we're going to do and how we're going to play, and just keeping up the positivity for it.
How you practice is how you play. So can we expect a W from you guys this weekend?
I think you can, yeah, definitely.
All right, sounds good to me. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to stay tuned for more BTL up next.
We don't push you to your limit. We obliterate it. We build character. Character builds success.
Welcome back to Between the Lines. I'm your host, Tyler Mann, here at halftime with Shadiman from the women's tennis team. All right, so Shadiman, how did you first get interested in the sport?
I started playing my freshman year of high school because my mom kind of pushed me to try something new, and ever since then, that's when I have been playing.
Being a student here at Kutztown, how do you balance your academics with what you have to do to keep on top of the sport?
I keep a strict schedule, so I have classes till 3 o'clock every day, or 3:20, and then from there I go straight from class to practice, and then I'll go home and get started on my homework, and I do that every single day.
My major is communications, and I also have 2 minors in sociology and public relations.
Sounds like a heavy workload.
It is.
All right, so what is it you're going to be showing me today?
First, I'm going to teach you just how to hit a ball.
All right.
So for forehand, you want to hold it like this.
It's like grip like that?
Just like that, yeah. And then I'm going to bounce the ball, and you're going to step into it, and you're going to go like this, and you have to follow through.
Gotcha.
And you want to make sure it goes over your shoulder.
So the racket goes over the shoulder when it's hit.
Yeah, and you want to step forward.
Gotcha.
Got it?
So
it looks like this. Got it?
right.
Go ahead. Okay, so for serves, what you want to do is you want to start here. You can't put your foot over the line because then that's foot fault. And you want to hit to the opposite box. See what I mean?
Right, hit to the opposite box, but don't go over the line.
Yeah. You have to toss the ball up high. And you have to keep your eye on the ball the whole entire time. If you don't look at it, it'll go all which ways. Like that.
All right, let's give this a shot.
Want to serve?
Great. Okay, so clearly I need more practice if I want to have a chance in the sport. Considering I lost 6 love pretty much, but there is no love lost for me with this sport. But it was good to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
When is our next match for this team?
Saturday, October 7th at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Again, and that's right. We're against who that day?
IUP at 9 and Seton Hill at 1.
All right.
Hello, and welcome to Between the Lines. I'm your host, Matt Vito, and today I'm joined by 2 players from the men's tennis team here at Kutztown University, Gabe and Joanne. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Good. So you guys were involved in a PSAC individual championship this weekend. 5 players represented Kutztown this week. How did your matchup go and your doubles matchup?
I played doubles with Davi. I mean, it was definitely not the result we expected, but taking consideration the conditions and the opponents we faced, I think it was a good weekend. We took a lot from it, and I think we know what we have to work on, and we'll be ready for the next one.
Yeah, as a team, how did you guys how did the bouts go? How do you think everyone performed, and did you think you guys can improve in certain areas, or?
I mean, we definitely can improve. No one got the result we were expecting. I mean, Martin had a really good match against the number 1 seed. But again, the conditions were really bad. It was really windy. I mean, we actually couldn't do much more than what we did. I think we know what we have to work on, and we'll be ready for the actual season that starts in spring.
You were involved in the doubles matchup, correct?
Yes.
Do you prefer to play doubles, or do you like playing singles more?
I actually rather to play singles more, but just because of how we compete here, we have to actually be ready to play both. So sometimes it's good to play just doubles for a while and just focus on what we need to do there.
Sounds good. Joanne, how do you think the team's doing thus far this season? How are the Golden Bears performing?
Well, I think it's pretty good. We're basically in the start of the season, so we're not really sure how it's gonna go. But we have these 2 new additions to the team, 1 freshman and one that is just transferring. And I think this year is gonna be very good. Last year we struggled a little more, but with these 2 new guys, it's gonna be very good, I think.
Well, how's the chemistry? Also having 2 new guys join the team, how is the chemistry in the locker room?
They actually join perfectly. We're very good friends with them. We practice together all the time, so we see each other a lot, and there's good chemistry. I think we'll do fine.
What are each of your guys' personal goals?
Well, for me, as I just come from an injury in the wrist, it will be coming back to hitting better backhands as I used to, and also improving a little bit on my footwork.
And how about you, Gabe?
I think I want to help the team as much as I can. If I can get the victories every time, it would be perfect. I mean, I'm here for that.
And what is the goal for the whole entire team this year? What is your guys' vision for the rest of the year?
I mean, we definitely want to make at least PSAC semifinals, of course, but our goal is to make finals and maybe get a spot in the regionals and then maybe further go to nationals. I don't know, just thinking out loud.
Each of you 2 have very heavy accents. Where are you guys from, each of you?
I'm originally from Curitiba, Brazil. It's in the south of Brazil. It's 400 kilometers away from São Paulo. I basically came here because there are agencies in Brazil that help athletes to come to the United States to study. And I especially choose Kutztown because it was a combination of scholarship, location, close to New York and Philly, and the business department, which is really good here. So it was basically a combination of these 3.
And where are you from?
I'm from Mallorca. It's a small island in the Mediterranean in Spain. And so I came for very similar reasons, also for a scholarship and location, which is pretty good. And that's pretty much it.
You guys have an upcoming game against St. Thomas this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys prepare mentally for that?
We've been practicing this week and the past week so much, and now we have a lot of practices ahead of us. And just in those practices, we try to give our best, and that's the way to get to our level, our best level.
Hopefully all that practice can turn into good results.
Yes.
All right, that's all we have today for Between the Lines. Be sure to stay tuned.
We don't just spark minds. We set them on fire. We don't just teach. We inspire.
Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to join us next week when we will spend some time with the men's and women's rugby teams.
Until then, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow KU TV Sports on Twitter, and for all updates on KU Sports, head over to KUBears.com.
That's it for us, but remember, outside the lines, you only get the scores.
But here at Between the Lines, we get you in the locker room.